Okay, so for week 4 of winter anime, we're still in the early game for most of these shows. More characters being introduced and more story happening. So yeah, let's get into it. So for Wonder Egg Priority, episode 3, we meet a new girl, Kawaii Rika, and we see her rescuing her own stone person, Chime. So then she meets up with Ai in the egg world one day, and then she asks Ai for some money because to buy more eggs, you have to pay for it. Your first egg is free, but then after that, you have to pay. Ai is like pretty like accepting because she's like kind of awkward, so she's like, okay, you can have the money. And then Rika tells Ai about having a wallet where if you're like a cute girl, someone's always gonna pay for you. So then the person she's trying to rescue was her wallet. And then we get some backstory on Rika. She's like very energetic and happy. So like she was a former idol. She might not be an idol anymore, and yeah, she just has like that obnoxious happy energy around her. So then Rika follows Ai home. They apparently are pretty decent friends now. And then Ai's mom is like pretty happy that Ai is like getting more friends. And then we see the guidance counselor of the school. We saw him before hanging out with Ai's mom. He's there just to like see if she has like a good emotional state. Thing is, he's kind of suspect because it's like he's hanging out with the mom like so much. He's also the only guy we see in this series so far. It's literally all women, and this is like the one character that's a man. So yeah, the guidance counselor might play a part later in the show. So after that, Rika talks about like having a wallet, where when she was an idol, she had a handshake event, and this girl Chime always came to her handshake events. And she always gave her money, and she was like a big stan. She like simped for Rika. So Rika just thought, oh, Chime's just like a big fan. You know, she has a lot of money probably, so she's just like giving her allowance or something. But then one day Rika saw Chime just shoplifting out on the street. So then she realized that Chime was kind of just like obsessed, like unhealthily. So Rika just wanted to separate herself from her. So then during another handshake event, Rika told Chime, I'm not your friend. I'm basically an idol. We're never gonna be friends. You're kind of fat as well. So just like stop seeing me, stop being so obsessed. So Rika was trying to do this like as a good thing because like she didn't want to like hurt her feelings or anything, but she just like thought it would be healthy to for them to separate. Thing is, yeah, Chime took this the wrong way and she killed herself. Rika feels very guilty. She's actually kind of like cutting herself as well. She has like the scars in her arms. So yeah, Rika was portrayed this episode as kind of like a happy, high energy idol girl, but she's actually facing depression, regret, sadness, all of that. So then both of the girls sleep in the same room, and they wake up in a dream, the egg world dream. So they both have an egg, and the egg hatches, and then the characters inside the egg are pretty funny. There are these two girls wearing masks, and they were like concert fans of this idol girl, and then she killed herself at a young age. So these two girls followed her lead and also killed themselves to like be the same as this idol, die young. So yeah, they're pretty crazy, high energy, just running around, and then Rika and I have to protect them. We find Rika's weapons, which is like a dual wielded twin blade. I love how these girls have like cool, unique weapon designs. After that, we meet the Wonder Killer. It's this zombie woman who's also a fan of like the same idol that these two girls are. But the thing is that she was jealous that they were so devoted. So it's like this Medusa looking girl. She has kind of like tentacles in her hair and stuff. Rika and I are just slashing at them, doing pretty well. And then she pulls out some petrification smoke. It hits Rika, but not I. So Rika just turns into a stone statue, and the episode ends there. So yeah, I wonder what will happen. I doubt this is the end of Rika. She's like kind of an important character so far. But yeah, if she dies here, it'd be pretty sad. I'm just excited to see how this story will progress. We're still very early. Okay, for the quintessential quintuplets, episode 4. This was a high emotional episode. It was kind of the ending to like an arc and an introduction to like a new world, where all the 5 girls kind of work together. They were fighting and now they're strong, one unit. So it revolves around Yotsuba. She is trying to quit the track team, but she can't because she's just too nice. She can't say no to people in need. Futaro, Itsuki, and Ichika devise a plan where one of them disguises as Yotsuba and just like tells the track team they're gonna quit. While this is going on, Nino and Miku have a good heart-to-heart in her hotel room. Miku is like pretty best girl right here, where she brings up how All the girls, yeah, they're different. They have their different experiences. Nino hates how everyone changes, but in Miku's point of view, Nino has also changed. And then the thing is, change isn't bad. The fact that they have 5 different personalities, but they're also close as quintuplets, they have unique experiences that no one else can have. And then once they're together, they can bring that experience together. So Miku shows this off by drinking Nino's high sugar coffee, which is like very sweet, and Miku likes tea instead. But yeah, Miku says, hey, if I didn't meet you, Nino, then I would have never known how this sweetness tastes like. It's pretty cheesy, but also a great way to have them like be together, quickly resolve all these issues they're having. So now Itsuki comes out as Yotsuba disguised, but then the track team does not buy her disguise since she has really long hair. So yeah, very funny kind of meta joke where Futuro confuses them all, but they have different kind of hairstyles. But then a short-haired girl comes in, and she disguises herself as Yotsuba and says she's quitting the track team. And we find out that girl is Nino. So Nino had long hair, she cut her hair in the hotel room with Miku, and it's kind of like the anime transformation. She's kind of like reinvented herself. She's not going to be like this angry girl anymore. She's going to like hang out with her sisters, understand each other, and help study with Futuro. So yeah, great makeup session there. Everything's all worked out. They study for their exams, and their exams are coming up. And they do pretty well in the subject they're focused on, like they get 70s in their main subject, but then they get like 20s and 30s all around on the other subjects. So yeah, they have not improved, they have not passed every class, so this is a big problem still. Futuro sees this and he quits as their tutor. He says he failed. And all the quintuplets are so sad. They're like, no, we can't just end it there. So then they do this thing where they leave their apartment, like 5-bedroom penthouse that was like really nice and high luxury, and instead they bring Futuro to their new apartment that they're renting. It's kind of like a small place, but yeah, they're independent now. They throw their key cards in the river and they're like, yeah, we want you as our tutor, okay? We've moved houses, we're gonna be more independent, but we need you as our tutor. We can't end it there. So Futuro understands, but then he trips in the river. This is the second time this anime has done Futuro falling into a body of water. So, like, I feel like they're overusing this trope, but hey, it's fine. Other girls jump in to rescue him, but he rescues Nino instead since she can't swim. So yeah, they're all, like, in freezing cold water, but it's all good. We've finished this arc, and we're reaching a new chapter where all the girls are together in a new apartment. And for Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 8. Wow, this episode felt really long, even though we were just in the airship most of the time. We get some light plot reveals, but nothing spoiled to us yet. It starts with all the scouts retreating to the airship. Most of them are rescued and safe. We find out that there are only 6 casualties, mainly from the Cart Titan and Jaw Titan escaping the hole. Also, we see Eren being restrained by Levi, because yeah, this was Eren's plan. None of the other scouts kind of approved on it, but since Eren made it his point to go to the mainland, everyone else just followed him, listened to his letters, and yeah, now they're in a full-fledged war. Armin's there, he killed a lot of people. Mikasa's there just trying to be cool. So then after that, Gabby and Falco, they're running after the airship. Gabby realizes that these people, they killed all her friends, her family, her people. She wanted Eldians to be like perceived as good, but the fact that these Eldians attacked and killed everyone means that like all her progress is being left behind. They're demons, they're evil. And then Falco's the good guy. I love his point of view because it's like he knows that Eren and his squad, they've faced hardships. They started the war just because they were attacked, but Gabby still wants to charge forward. So Gabby's out here chasing after the airship. She wants revenge. She's angry. She shoots one of the new captains. He's kind of like an older guy who quit his job to join the scouts. And yeah, he gets shot down by Gabby. Gabby takes his grapple gun. She sees Sasha. She does a combat roll and shoots Sasha in the heart. Sasha goes down, but then she misses, and then all the other scouts start beating up on her and Falco. So it's pretty brutal seeing these kids getting beat up. But yeah, this episode was very great in showing that both sides of war, they both lost people. Sasha died. It was pretty sad. She was like bleeding out. Her last words were meat. Yeah, so Gabby and Falco, they see Zeke. He's apparently still alive, and he's like a double agent. I don't know when he had the time to like switch sides, but apparently he's doing this. I guess we'll find out more. Okay, so for Re:Zero Season 2 Part 2 Episode 4, this was a pretty chill episode. we get basically Amelia's past, where we see like little kid Amelia hanging out. This was part of the trial made by the Witch of Greed, where Amelia and the Witch of Greed are looking at Amelia's past, and she has to like overcome this to finish the trial. Amelia was a little girl living with her aunt Fortuna. Her parents are like out being busy, but then yeah, Amelia's like nice, playful. One day she's in her room and she sees some spirits that lead her outside. So now she can party outside, just like have fun, play hide and seek and stuff. And then her village is like this snowy area. And then one day she sees this dude. His name is Juice. So yeah, Juice is there. He has green hair. And then he talks with Fortuna. And then they like kind of have like weekly or monthly check-ins or whatever to ask about a seal. Apparently just like a seal, which is pretty important. I guess it seals the whole area from the outside. And then think about Juice. He looks like a certain green-haired dude we've seen before in the series, whose name also rhymes with Juice and is a villain. So yeah, I'm not sure where that'll go, but yeah, Juice seems kind of important. Also, he drops a line where Amelia's parents might be brother and sister, like some Game of Thrones stuff right there. But I'm not sure like how accurate that is. Maybe it was like a throwaway line, but it sounded kind of sus. But then Amelia's like a half elf, so it's like they can't be related. But yeah, whatever. Amelia meets Juice one day, just like when she was out playing. They're pretty cool. Her, Juice, and Fortuna all have like a happy time. But then this dude, Regulus Corneus, comes in, who's a disciple of the Witch of Greed. He's like that white-haired evil dude we saw episode 1 of the season 2. So like this dude was like the one of the ones killing people, having REM sleep. So yeah, the fact that he's here in Amelia's past is a big deal. He's like definitely evil, and this might be like traumatic for Amelia, but I'm excited to see what he does and how this affects the world and the story. Okay, so for Dr. Stone season 3, it was a very funny episode where Senku used science to creatively discover a girl's size. So yeah, Taiju and Yuzuriha are at the phone, and then Senku tells them to bring one person from Tsukasa's army to the phone. And the closest person there is Nikki the guard, who's following Taiju and Yuzuriha because she was tasked to just watch over them. So then Taiju bravely asks her to look at the phone. He gets punched in the face a few times but doesn't back down. Again, makes his Lillian Weinberg impression to convince Nikki that the world is alright. The thing is, Nikki is a big fan of Lillian Weinberg because she's like really tough and strong. So then she got bullied at school for being too butch. So then yeah, she listened to like Lillian Weinberg music to make her feel better. So she knows all the information about Lillian Weinberg. So then she asked them 2 questions. The first one, how many records has Lillian sold in her lifetime? And Senku calculates this using science, where he calculates the length of her career and like the average amount of money she's made is this and that to just like assume 60 million or around 50 to 60 million, which is the correct answer. But then she asks Senku what are Lillian's 3 sizes, her measurements, which Senku does not know. He estimates it quickly from a picture, but then he gives her real measurements, not her fake idol measurements that like are given to the public. So Nikki realizes that this is fake. They're trying to impersonate her. So Senku does his backup plan where he plays the one Lillian Weinberg recording. Nikki gets moved. She's like, wow, music still exists in this world? This is amazing. Senku's like, yeah, this is the only track we have, but I'll preserve it for you. And with that, Nikki is converted to the team. She was a super fan. It was pretty funny seeing her as the first character converted. But yeah, this is what the show does. It uses science in creative ways, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so for The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 4. So the kids are chilling in their base. We get kind of like a 2-day montage of them harvesting food, exercising, reading, studying, hanging out, taking baths. So yeah, everything's fine and nice there. They think of staying here for a bit, and then when they have a plan, they can bring more kids from the orphanage here. And then we see the mother. She's at a jail cell, kind of like long hair, tired, but she's still her cold, kind of emotionless self. The demons ask her, hey, will you help us rescue the kids? And the mom is like, yeah, you'll never rescue them. They're too smart for you. And that's why the demons want them so badly. They want to eat that smart kid brain. So then the demons devise a plan. They somehow track the kids, and then they send human soldiers to infiltrate their base. They have guns and stuff, but then the kids, like, once they're like hiding in the base, they find a back exit and they run away. But then the soldiers do catch up to them and round them up. And then that big CGI Bloodborne spider monster comes out and attacks the guards. So the kids are basically removed from their bunker. They're running in the wild. They have not packed any food and stuff, probably. But yeah, they had this plan to be into space, having a good time, being protected and safe. And now they're back in the outside as quick as that. But then the demons realize their plan to rescue the kids has failed, so they recruit the mom. And this is the most interesting part. They tell the mom, if you get all the kids back, you have your freedom. You can go back to the human world. Everything is forgiven. And a mom takes this. She's all excited. She's like, yeah, I'll get the kids. So we've introduced a new wedge in the kids' plan. The mom, the person that knows them the best, is back, is gonna hunt them. That's gonna be pretty scary. Okay, so for Jujutsu Kaisen episode 16, the school tournament arc continues. We get Yuji squaring up with Todo still, and Todo teaching him about like controlling his cursed energy. He tells Yuji that his divergent fist is the result of him not having enough power over his cursed energy to control over his like superhuman strength. So he says, consider the cursed energy as like part of your body as a whole. Like it comes from your heart and it flows from your arms and rest of your body. So that's the delay. If you think of each of your body parts as separate, there's a delay. So you have to think of yourself as one with the world, where you're just like one being. So yeah, a lot of spiritual stuff there. A lot of JoJo poses happening as well with this teaching. So yeah, Yuji's getting some more help, getting stronger, controlling his cursed energy as he's fighting Todo. Also in this episode, we get a fight between Panda and Mekamaru, as well as Miwa and Nobara fighting in the back. Miwa is the blonde-haired girl with the broom. So Panda is like a cursed puppet, but then Panda was actually born. We see baby Panda with actual emotions and intelligence. So yeah, he was special. He trained with the headmaster, and now he's like really strong, really tough and durable. And then he sees himself as similar to Mekamaru, but Mekamaru is not a cursed puppet. He's actually a dude that's like in pain. He was born with no legs below his knees. He has one missing arm. He can't move. He's just in a bathtub just bleeding out his whole life. So he's basically a dude with glass bones and paper skin, but can control like his energy long range. So he's basically like Pain from Naruto, that type of guy, where he's controlling the Mekamaru body, but he's like out somewhere as like a cell tower controlling him. He fights with Panda, uses like long range energy beams, and then he uses this ultimate cannon that destroys Panda. But then Panda's like, Panda is not a panda. What does that line mean? Well, Panda has 3 cores. His core, the Panda core, and his brother and sister's cores. Which is, we see the brother's core, which is the gorilla core. So Panda turns into Monk, and he's like a big, powerful, like if he catches you, he'll smash you type of player. So yeah, they fight in the rooftops. Panda's just like trying to catch up to Mekamaru as he's rocketing away. And then yeah, he tanks Mekamaru's weakened cannons and just like beats him up. So as he defeats the Mekamaru body, he talks to Mekamaru and consoles him, saying that, oh, humans are pretty creepy. Like, you don't have to aspire to be like them. They have like different life goals that are just like, don't make sense and consistent. So yeah, humans are pretty weird. Like, I won't judge you. So yeah, Panda helps Mekamaru feel better and has him like want to interact with everyone in the future. He doesn't have to force himself to be a jujutsu sorcerer. He has more goals in life. So yeah, cool consolation between Panda and Mekamaru. We had a lot of JoJo references this episode, and this competition will continue. There's so many characters that have to introduce their powers, and yeah, it's just so exciting.